I know you guys talk about it in the course as well, but not offering discounts and things like that. Whereas before I just kind of, I don't know if I would lowball, I guess, just to kind of, I thought I was getting work, but it was kind of almost like shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because I think what happens for photographers or business owner like that in the beginning, things are slow. So your personal psychology is one of want and lack, right? Because that's where you're at. And so when you go into a sales call and your brain defaults like, that's the problem, solve that problem. And if you're dealing with middle market or whatever, that's fine because that's their problem too. And the value proposition should follow that. But if you're going after premium and luxury, like we say, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're devaluing the thing by making that the thing, because it's only your issue. And that, I remember for us, that was a huge game changer in our minds. Like, oh, wait a minute. We're defeating ourselves here,
I did that for years. And, it was just a couple of days ago, I was talking with someone, having a discovery call or whatever, and they told me their budget was X. And I, stood kind of firm on my price, and they ended up coming up almost, $3,000 from what their said budget was. So yeah, it definitely works.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not even like any kind of a manipulation of somebody, right? It's like, hey, this is what I'm value. You can pay it or not. I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep working with or without you as a client. And so you can be my client or not. And people tend to want that and value that more. Like if you respect yourself and respect what you do enough to value it at that number, they're going to value it there as well.
I think the other key thing that happens is when you switch that focus from price being the problem. For one, it's not with this client. But secondly, now it's like, okay, so what now? If price is not the issue, how do I get this business now, right? Now you get to this where you're sitting with this client. Money is not the issue. And now it's like, okay, listen, get good at sales, get good at feeding back people's story to them and understanding that, right? And that's the real value, right? So I think that's the other shift that it makes. It moves you off the wrong thing so you can learn how to get good at what really works for your business, right?
And I had, growing up, I worked sales all throughout high school and stuff, but it wasn't the same kind of sales. Like I was selling shoes at Foot Locker. And so, I'm giving out 20% discounts thinking, oh, that'll work. And it's not the same here. It's not at all.
That's such a good point, right? Because that's your background in sales. Now, years later, you start a business. Wouldn't plan to be a wedding photographer, right? You ended up there. And now you're all of a sudden doing sales again. What does your brain do, right? Averages it out and goes, sales. It's like this. You incentivize them by giving them a discount, Macy's style. It's like, oh, wait a minute, but this is the wrong room. I'm selling weddings here, dreams, like long dreams, like there's much more on the table than a pair of Nikes,